Hey, it's Justin and Bethany from the Flackfam. Thanks for clicking on this video. We hope you enjoy it.
For those of you who are just stumbling across our channel, welcome! We are Justin, Bethany, and we have two daughters, Abby and Olivia. We love to travel and share our experiences. Most of the time, our content shows our love for Disney from the perspective of people who don't live near one of the parks, but still like to visit multiple times a year. So we have to be particular about what we choose to do compared to a lot of content creators who live close by.
While we love Disney, and yes, we love it, we're not unwavering fans. There are a lot of things we miss that has been cut, or a lot we'd like to see done differently to make the guest experience focus on, just wait for it, this concept is a bit crazy, but focus on the guest.
Today is one of those times we asked ourselves, do we like what Disney has done? This particular topic is one we've been struggling with for quite a while, and that is the existence of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, found in both Disneyland and Disney's Hollywood studios.
For anyone who's experienced the planet of Batuu in person, you know there is no denying how impressive it is. Imagineers did an amazing job designing this land, and even if you're not a Star Wars fan, you'll be in awe as you stand next to the Millennium Falcon, try blue or green milk for the first time or the fifth time. I argue that even the restrooms are amazing. However, is the experience enough to keep you coming back time and time again? I'm not so sure.
You and I might disagree just a little bit on this topic. This should make for an interesting conversation.
Okay, well, let's start by at least saying that we are not going to dive into the argument about the original intention for the guest experience at Galaxy's Edge and all the ways that did not come to fruition. We're also not going to geek out and talk about the timeline or our opinions about introducing classic characters. We're simply going to talk about our thoughts on what there is to do, what we enjoy, and is that enough to dedicate our precious vacation time and money to?
Okay, I'll start. I know that the first visit we made right after it opened in Disneyland, before Rise of the Resistance had opened, was, I don't even know the words to use. It was like stepping into a movie screen. It was just like the first time we walked through the secret entrance to Diagon Alley. The level of immersion is almost sensory overload.
I agree, that first visit was amazing. However, we rode Smuggler's Run and we weren't amazed by it. It was definitely cool to be inside the Millennium Falcon, but for us the experience didn't match. Amazing as it was to be sitting inside the coolest ship ever created, one that I spent countless hours playing with as a kid and drawing and writing stories about, I don't find myself needing to go back on it.
Even though we did go on it this last trip and you had fun.
If I recall correctly, I had to convince you to go on it because it was only a 10-minute wait. My point is that when I consistently see it at a 60-minute wait or more, I can do without it. There are other things I would like to do and experience. If it's a 10-minute wait, sure, why not?
Okay, fair enough. I feel the same way about the blue and green milk. It was fun to try, but it's not something I want again.
In the beginning, I really wanted to build a lightsaber. I've never done it because I think I'm more interested in the hilts from my favorite characters more than building one of my own. And I know that there are a lot of people that enjoy that experience, but I think for many, it's a one-time thing. And even if it's something you're going to do more than once, the cost is going to dictate that you don't do it every time you visit.
Oh, you know there are people that have done Savvy's Workshop more times than you can imagine.
I'm certain you're right. However, I will be spending my money on other things. Ultimately, my point is that the experience of building your own lightsaber is not one that's going to bring people back to Galaxy's Edge visit after visit. They can't even accommodate that many people in one day, so yeah.
Okay, let's talk about things I know you really like Rise of the Resistance or Olga's Cantina. How about the Black Calf or a Ronto Wrap?
Yeah, this is where I'm torn. I really love going to Olga's, but I don't need to go there every time. And thankfully, walk-ins at Olga's have been more accessible lately, so pro tip, make sure you ask even if you didn't land a reservation, because most likely you're going to get in. And I can grab a Ronto Wrap and a Black Calf on the go, so those are easy things to do in passing. But when it comes to Rise, this is my only must-do in this land. And I'm sorry, I know a lot of people aren't going to like me saying this, but I will pay for Lightning Lane to skip this line and get on with my day.
Yeah, that isn't going to be a popular opinion with many people, but I agree. Lightning Lane is a must-do for Rise most of the time.
So there you go. Galaxy's Edge was supposed to be so immersive, and the experience was going to be unique every time you visited. But because of circumstances, it's become something that, aside from Rise, I'm not going to be disappointed if we miss out on it when we visit.
I understand your point of view, but for me, I need a black calf and a Ronto wrap at minimum. Don't believe me? Go back and watch our recent video about early entry at Disneyland Resort.
We know that everyone has their own things that they enjoy, and we know that if you only visit every few years or so, you're probably going to want to spend more time here. But having experienced it, there just isn't enough at the moment to keep me captivated visit after visit. At least not enough to dedicate a lot of time to it, and that is the advice I would give anyone who asked.
Well, there you go. What do you think? Is Justin being too harsh? Is the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge a must-do land for you? Is there anything else you can't live without when you visit Galaxy's Edge? Let us know in the comments below.
Thanks for watching, but before you go, please give this video a thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of our future content.
Bye!